When you visit the Chickasaw Cultural Center in Sulphur, you're guaranteed to experience a thick slice of Chickasaw heritage. Hands-on exhibits, state-of-the-art technology. They bring to life Chickasaw culture. If you take a guided tour of the campus, you're sure to learn ancient traditions and tribal customs, and you might hear that story of the Chickasaw people from their official tribal storyteller. Meet Stephanie Scott.
I've had the opportunity and the honor to be able to be the third Chickasaw storyteller for the tribe. I never realized that actual storytelling would be considered a timed honor gift or tradition that all Native tribes have. In my family, it was my grandfather, and he was the one that actually shared stories with us. But being able to realize that other families don't have that luxury of being able to be told by traditional stories, it was kind of hard for me to believe. And I apprenticed under Lori Robbins, she's a storyteller that apprenticed under Glenda Galvin. Glenda Galvin was our original storyteller. So to be able to be asked by Glenda and Lori to see if I was interested in apprenticing, it was one of those, well, I'm really not sure if I can do it. I would think I was going to be scared all the time to be able to memorize a story. But as I've learned, it's not memorization at all. It's basically something coming out of you, and you make the story your own. So I got with my family and was able to have some of our stories told. So I share a lot of the stories even from my own family, along with stories that were passed to me from Lori and Glenda. I believe that the stories were, and I tell this to the students whenever I do presentations, it's basically a method that was taught in ancient times as almost like how to teach someone a lesson. There's always a lesson to be learned through the stories. Our elders were our teachers, and they still are our teachers. So each story has something to learn from when you hear the story, whether it's respecting your elders, never to tell tall tales, or never cheating in a game. Each story has a specific lesson, and I think that I always do a comparison to our teachers when they bring students. I'll say, well, when students get to listen to a story from their teacher sharing a book, that's what I'm doing for you as well, but this story has been carried on for generation to generation. According to what I understand with the Chickasaw tribe, is the stories were told and passed down from mother to daughter. Now, the Spirit Forest is one of our main, as I call, highlights of the Chickasaw exhibit hall. And Chickasaw means we are Chickasaw. So you see that aspect in the Spirit Forest as all the stories, all the traditions brought into this one area in the Spirit Forest. I usually tell folks when they go into the Spirit Forest that if you have time to be able to interact with a lot of the exhibits in that area, you'll actually get to hear different stories that I call story stations. There's 3 stories at each station, and they basically have the stories that the Chickasaw people are identified with. There is one of how the fire is created, or how basically the fire is what the Creator provided us for light. We have one of how the rattlesnake received his poison and so it's all stories that our elders had passed down, and we've actually had that gift to be able to, and honor to be able to receive those stories and share them. So a lot of ways, it's a way for someone that wouldn't get that luxury of hearing it from an elder or myself. They can go into the exhibit hall and sit down and actually hear that story and be able to even pass that down to their family and bring them back and be able to share the story.
So next time you're at the Cultural Center, find Stacy and hear the real story of the Chickasaw people. In Sulphur, Brett Skarkey for Oklavision.